I'm always picking holes in my performances. Whether good, bad or indifferent, I'm always looking to improve. I'm always looking for the small percentages that can help me help the team.
Dan, welcome to Robins TV. After a second postponement of the Brentford game, how much are you looking forward to getting back to league action after 2.5 weeks?
Yeah, really looking forward to it. Obviously the league is the bread and butter, so after a couple of postponements, which is obviously frustrating, but we're all fully appreciative of the situation and the way of the world at the moment. It'd be really good to get back to what is the bread and butter, which is the league.
I suppose just on kind of postponements, etc., we're now being tested twice a week. Very important that we follow all the protocols, isn't it?
Absolutely, and I think what we do as a football club behind the scenes, which is what people don't really see, which is the day-to-day ongoings that are here, which is the social distancing, the masks, the cleaning that we have, and all the protocols that we follow for everybody's safety. We've got to make sure that we keep doing that as a football club, which I'm sure we do, and sure we will. And obviously, football is an industry. I'm sure we'll continue to find the best route to continue and stay as safe as possible.
And that all hopefully leads to games at the weekend. And we've obviously got one in terms of the FA Cup. How much was that win a boost going into the Preston match?
Yeah, well, we'd come off the back of some poor results, so I think we all used it as if it were a league game. I'm sure that everybody saw that the manager's team selection was a very strong team. So there was no messing about, if you like, for want of a better phrase. But we used it as to build momentum going forward. So we made sure that we were applying ourselves as best as possible, and making sure that we come off the pitch with a good result, and made sure that we're trying to build momentum into the next batch of games.
It's only 4 weeks since we played that game at Deepdale. How much is that game still fresh in the memory?
Yeah, it's fresh. I mean, we don't have a hangover from the game as such, and I'm sure that none of the boys are kind of actively thinking about that game going into this one. But obviously, we're going into the game with the knowledge about Preston fresh in the memory with regards to the pretty much prep that we did. Everybody will remember how Preston play, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, how can we exploit them, how can we stop them from hurting us. So I'm sure if we apply ourselves correctly and we do our due diligence again going into the game, then I'm sure that we can look to take 3 points.
You're consistently named within the man of the match poll for us every game. Are you pleased with your performances to date?
Yeah, I'm someone that strives for better all the time. I'm always picking holes in my performances. Whether good, bad or indifferent, I'm always looking to improve. I'm always looking for the small percentages that can help me help the team. But I have been pleased overall. Obviously, there's things that I work on a day-to-day basis with Pat, and we go through a great length and detail, the clips from each individual game, and we talk about things in training and even over WhatsApp messages and videos, that if there's small adjustments that can or need to be made, then we make sure that they're applied into training and in games. But overall, I've been fairly happy. Yeah.
We get a different perspective through keeper cam of what it's like in the goal there. What's apparent to us, I think, is how fast the match is at pitch level compared to perhaps what we see up in the stands. Those last minute reactions that saved us on Saturday, just talk us through those. What goes through your mind, if anything, or is it just instinct and training and kind of reflex, as it were?
Obviously, with regards to what we do in training, there's a lot of habit formed into those situations. So when those situations do occur, I don't have to think about what I'm doing to do it. It's already kind of instilled in my DNA, if that's what you want to call it, that I make those reactions and those split second decisions that lead into a save or a decision or a take of a cross or whatever the case may be. And that's the same for the players, I'm sure. While I was speaking to you the other day, we made reference to Taylor's block and Thomas's block in the first half that are very much similar to them in terms of what I do, which is those split-second decisions for them as a tackle. Is it a block? Obviously, to all create the same atmosphere of we don't want to concede, we don't want to get beaten. We're resilient as a team, and that's where that comes from. And it comes from hard work every day on the training ground and years and years of practice.
And almost halfway through the season, 4 points off the playoffs. It's a promising position to be in.
It absolutely is. We made obviously a very good start to the season, which was well documented. I think if you'd have told us that we'd have in and around 10 players out for long periods and long spells across the season so far, I think we'd have taken the position that we're in with that in mind. Obviously, it's frustrating. We want to be at the top and looking down on people and making sure that we're in those places for good. But I think with situations that have happened and scenarios that we've had to face with regards to COVID, with regards to injuries, with regards to the training ground being shut a few months back, I think we've reacted well in the face of adversity. And if we can get the boost of the injured players slowly coming back, being drip fed into the squad, I think that can only give us a boost for the rest of the season. So I think it's a positive place to be in, and we're striving for better, of course, on a day-to-day and a week-to-week basis.
You've had a number of players directly in front of you. You've got Alfie Mawson back. Strange to think that only him and Thomas Callis have played together 7 minutes prior to last Saturday's game. To have Alfie and Thomas back together is a boost. Absolutely,
and that's not a reflection on Zach Varner at all. I think Zach's been absolutely excellent. I think if you'd have even asked him at the start of the season, would he have played 20 odd games on the bounce, he probably would have been a little bit surprised, although he endeavours to be in the team. But no, obviously the two boys have got a lot of championship experience. Obviously Alfie's played at a high level, Thomas has been at Chelsea and obviously played with the best of the best in terms of the quality that they have. So to have those two as two, if you want to call it the last game, two starters going on the Portsmouth display, then that's very solid. But equally, if Zach plays, I'm more than comfortable being behind Zach and having Zach in front of me. And that's something I made reference to before, is that if someone comes in or out, then I believe in who we have here, and that comes from relationships built in and around the training ground. And I think we'll be solid regardless of who plays, who comes on, who starts, and who plays each individual game.